Have you ever seen someone humiliated in public, only to rise with a power no money could buy? Watch till the end, because what this girl did left a millionaire speechless and the whole restaurant clapping. And hey, before we begin, if you believe respect is worth more than wealth, make sure to like this video and subscribe, because stories like this remind us that class is not about money, it's about character. It was a bright morning in downtown Paris, and the Café du Soleil was buzzing with elegance, the clinking of glasses, the aroma of roasted coffee, and soft violin music in the background. At a corner table sat Lucas Moreau, a man known across Europe as the young millionaire. He was arrogant, powerful, and loved attention almost as much as he loved his wealth. Every day, he came to this café, surrounded by luxury, designer suits, gold watches, and the same smug smile that told the world he believed he owned it. That day, fate had planned something different for him. A young waitress walked into the café. Her name was Elena Rivera. She was new, barely 23, with dark brown eyes full of quiet determination and a soft Spanish accent when she spoke. Her uniform was simple, her hair tied neatly in a bun. She carried herself with grace, though anyone could tell she was nervous. It was her first week at the café, and she was trying to do everything perfectly. Lucas sat with two of his friends, laughing loudly, as if the world revolved around his jokes. When he saw Elena approaching their table with the menu, his smirk widened. Well, Lucas said, leaning back in his chair. A new face. Where are you from, sweetheart? Elena smiled politely. Spain, sir. Ah, he said, grinning wickedly. Then serve me in English, and I'll pay you $1,000. His friends burst into laughter, tapping the table. The café went silent for a moment. Everyone turned to look at them, at him, and at her. Elena froze, unsure if he was joking or serious. Her fingers trembled slightly as she held the notepad. Lucas noticed and smirked again. Oh, come now. Don't tell me you can't handle that. Just say, what would you like to order, sir, in English? And who knows, maybe you'll make $1,000 today. His tone wasn't friendly, it was mocking, arrogant, meant to embarrass her. Elena took a deep breath. Her eyes met his, calm, unwavering. And then, she smiled. Of course, sir, she said in perfect English, her accent clear and confident. What would you like to order? The table went quiet. Lucas blinked. He didn't expect that. His friends exchanged glances, whispering something under their breath. Lucas chuckled. Not bad, he said, trying to regain his arrogance. But English is easy. Let's see, can you do French? Without missing a beat, Elena replied softly, Que désirez-vous commander, monsieur? The air in the café shifted. Several heads turned now. Her pronunciation was flawless, elegant, natural. The waiter behind the counter paused, impressed. Lucas frowned. His confidence cracked slightly. Fine, he said, forcing a laugh. That's cute. Maybe you memorized it. What about Italian? Elena didn't hesitate. Cosa desidera ordinare, signore, she said gently, her eyes steady on his. Now the entire café went silent. Even the violinist stopped playing for a moment. Lucas's friends stopped laughing. Their smirks faded into awe. Elena stood there, humble and calm, waiting for his response. Lucas was trying to process what just happened. His pride couldn't accept that this simple waitress had just outsmarted him, not once, but 3 times. He leaned forward. You speak English, French, and Italian? Elena nodded, smiling. And a little German and Japanese too. She said it casually, as if it wasn't a big deal, but the way the crowd gasped told a different story. Lucas was speechless. For the first time, his sharp tongue had no words. Elena continued, switching effortlessly between the 5 languages. Would you like to order now? English. Souhaitez-vous commander maintenant? French. Vol ordinaire adesso? Italian. Möchten Sie jetzt bestellen? German. Ima Gotchman Shimasuka. Japanese. The millionaire froze. His friends sat there, stunned. The people around them began to murmur, admiration in their voices, surprise in their eyes. Elena didn't look proud or angry. She simply looked, human, calm, strong, and dignified. Then she added softly, "Sir, language is not for showing off. It's for connecting people. Even the poorest can speak beautifully if they have the will to learn." Her words struck deeper than anything he'd heard before. For a moment, Lucas didn't see her as a waitress anymore. He saw her as something far greater, a mirror reflecting everything he lacked. The cafe filled with whispers. A few people clapped quietly, then more joined in, until applause filled the room. Lucas stood up slowly. His pride fought to stay alive, but his heart was changing, though he didn't understand why yet. He reached into his wallet and pulled out a $1,000 note. Without a word, he placed it on the tray in front of her. Elena shook her head. "No, sir. I don't need your money." The words cut through the noise like lightning. "You offered it to humiliate me. I served you to remind you that no one deserves to be disrespected, no matter what language they speak." Her voice didn't tremble once. Lucas lowered his gaze. For a man used to control and power, this moment was unbearable, yet humbling. He whispered, "I'm sorry." Elena nodded politely and walked away. The cafe burst into full applause now, not just for her brilliance, but for her courage. Lucas watched her go, his heart racing. Something inside him shifted. For the first time in years, he felt small, and he didn't hate it. That night, he couldn't sleep. Her words echoed in his mind. Language is for connecting people. He had spent years mastering business deals, not emotions. He could buy anything, cars, houses, luxury, but not respect. And that realization hurt more than anything money could fix. He decided the next morning that he would go back to that cafe, not as a millionaire, but as a man willing to learn. But when he returned, Elena wasn't there. Her coworker told him she had resigned that very evening. No one knew where she went. All that remained was a small note she left behind on the counter. It read, "Don't use money to test people's worth. Use kindness to find their value." Lucas stood there, holding that note, feeling like the richest man alive, and yet, emptier than ever. He whispered to himself, "I'll find her. And when I do, I'll thank her properly." The story doesn't end here, because what happens next will change both of their lives forever. Weeks passed, but Lucas couldn't forget Elena's words. Her voice echoed in every meeting, every luxurious dinner, every lonely night. He, a man who once measured worth in dollars, now felt poor in spirit. So he began learning languages, English first, then Spanish, French, and Italian, not for show, but to understand people beyond words. Months later, he found her in a small community school, teaching immigrant children how to communicate with love and patience. She was still the same, humble, graceful, radiant in her simplicity. Lucas approached quietly. "You were right," he said softly. "Money can't buy respect. But learning can earn it." Elena smiled. "Then you've already become richer than you ever were." He offered her a partnership to open a language center for underprivileged students, a dream she once had but could never afford. Together, they built it, teaching hundreds of children to speak confidently, in many tongues. And in that humble classroom, the arrogant millionaire found something priceless: kindness. If this story touched your heart, remember. Respect speaks every language. Like this video and subscribe for more stories that prove humanity is the greatest wealth of all.